In this video, I'd like to talk about happiness, levels of happiness while grieving, my experience of happiness and how that's changed while I'm experiencing symptoms of grief and while I'm on this bereavement road. Hello, my name is Ghazala at the Heart and Soul Cafe. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. It means so much to me. Thank you so much. If you're here for the first time, you're so very welcome. So happiness. By the way, today is the 14th of April, 2025. And I lost my son on the 14th of April, 2021. So it's 4 years today. And yes, today is a difficult day. I contemplated whether to record anything today, but I decided to do this. So here I am. I'm going to talk about happiness. I was on the phone with a client, actually an old client that I had a couple of years ago, and because I've been counselling women who have experienced child loss, and she also lost her son. And every so often we connect, and we had a call. And she was talking to me, and she said, Ghazala, when am I going to stop feeling sad? When am I going to feel happy again? And I thought, there's no answer to that. This is what I was thinking. There wasn't an answer to that. There's no handbook. There's no, I'll just consult my book here and handbook and I'll get back to you. It's not one size fits all. There isn't any fast and hardened rules to how you're experiencing grief and where you're at, and there isn't. So the answer to that is I don't know. But I can share my experiences because I am present in my story, and I can share. If I talk about happiness, some of you might already know who've seen previous videos that I share. I have 2 daughters. I have a lovely home, caring husband, a big extended family. So there's, I've brothers and so siblings. I have a lot of support around me and lots of people that love me and need me. And my life before losing my son was picture perfect. And if I talk about my happiness, my level of happiness, if I was to sort of have a graph in the air here, I would say my level of happiness was pretty much quite high. So there isn't, as far as I see it, there isn't, that's happiness and then you're there without happiness. There's so much more to it. And what you need to do, what I felt I needed to do, because I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just sharing what I did, was that I had to find and discover what my new level of happiness actually was and is. And it's not there. I don't think it's ever going to be there. Never. But that doesn't mean to say it can't be here. Yeah. So when my client said, when am I going to stop feeling sad? Well, there's levels of sad. There's levels of sadness. It's not either you're sad or you're not sad. There's levels. And it's finding what it is that you feel allows you to function, allows you to move forward. And I think I felt I needed to be accepting of that, accepting that I'm never going to be that level of happiness. I'm never going to experience that level of happiness again. And that's pretty true. I probably am not ever going to experience that level of happiness in my lifetime. But can I experience happiness? Yes. Yes, I can. Also, sadness. We are such exceptional creatures. We have the ability to experience sadness and joy at the same time. You know, we can have those dualities, and to be accepting of that is important, that we can cry and laugh at the same time as well. And that is important. So happiness, you know, when am I going to be happy again? Well, it's for you to find where that level of happiness is for you. So I found that she was struggling because she was in a place where her head was telling her that you're either here or you're there. And when am I ever going to be there again? Because I'm here. Well, it's not quite like that. It's finding where you can function, where it makes sense to you, and not feeling guilty for laughing or smiling or feeling happiness. And that's difficult, isn't it? Because a lot of us do. A lot of us feel, well, we shouldn't be happy, we shouldn't be laughing, we shouldn't be feeling joy because that person's not there anymore. I felt that I needed to live my life the best I possibly can. I don't know how long I have. No one knows how long they have. But I made that choice that I am going to try to do things that are positive, to do things in my son's name, to honour him, to honour his life by living my life completely and to the best of my ability. And that's the promise I made to my son. And I made that promise to myself. And that's what I'm doing. So I think it's quite important to, when you're rediscovering, and I talked about rediscovering in my video about 5 stages plus 2, because for me, stage 3 of the 5 stages of grief didn't quite sort of cut for me. I felt that, okay, you get to the acceptance, and it's, again, not linear, you're going backwards and forwards, but eventually if you get to a place where you accept, and some days you can be accepting that you've lost that person, the next day you wake up and think, what, really? You know, is this for real? So it's so much of that. But for me, it was a stage 6, and that stage 6 was rediscovering. And not just rediscovering, because that sounds very much on the surface. There's so many dimensions of that, because rediscovering is a long process, because there's happiness, sadness, all sorts of other emotions in there. And where are they now? You know, your level of happiness isn't really where it was. Is it ever going to be? Possibly not, probably not. You know, so where is it now? Where does it sit with you? What's your expectations of life now? Where do you see yourself? Where can you sit with levels of sadness and levels of happiness and function and move forward with, where it doesn't then stop you from functioning? And what does that look like? And then obviously there was the level 7, the stage 7 as well, where it's, what's my trajectory? Because it's changed. The direction I thought I was going in, I'm no longer going in. I'm just in free fall. Hang on, you know, let me work out where I am now, and what's my meaning? What's my meaning? It's like almost like saying, what's my calling? You know, what am I here for? What does this mean to me? What do I need to do now? Because I have the rest of my life to live, however long that is. So the horizon that I had has become obscure. It's no longer there. And I was so familiar with it. And now it's gone. So what does it look like? Well, it looks completely different to what it did. And it's being accepting of that, acknowledging that, and being grateful as well at the same time that you maybe have an opportunity to make a difference. And that's what drives me. I have an opportunity to try and make a difference, even if it's one person, even if it's by inspiring someone or by saying something that just resonates with them and makes them think about something from a different perspective to how they were thinking. So it's all about that. It's all about holding out your hand and saying, you know, you're not alone in this. So levels of happiness, yeah, rediscovered. I can feel happiness. It just isn't as intense as it was. Levels of fulfillment isn't as much as it was before, but it's at a level where I can be comfortable with it and accepting of it. And sadness is something that comes and goes. But again, things that I do in my life that I have, because I don't have control over the fact that I'm in this place where I'm grieving and I'm in this road of bereavement. I can't control that. I can't get myself off that. I can't get myself out of that. That's out of my control. But what is in my control is how my journey looks. What can I do to put things into place to help me with that journey so that I have the best possible shoes, if you like, to walk that journey, the most comfortable shoes, because I still have to walk it. Yeah. And that's how I see happiness and emotion. Yeah. I hope that helped. I just wanted to share just really on the back of what my client said. It just made me think that it's not one or the other. There's so many levels of whatever emotion it is that you're feeling, and it doesn't have to be, you know, off or on. It can be somewhere in the middle, somewhere where you just can sit with it and process it and move forward with it, because we can't fix it. We can't fix it. Okay. Thank you for listening. I hope this video was of some help to you. Please comment, like, subscribe, share, and I will hopefully see you again in the next video. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. Thank you.